So I'm labeling this video a some nonsense video because I am giving my own opinion here, and there is a little bit of nonsense that comes along with this product. Now, I will admit that I am just getting into the mini 60% keyboard game, learning a lot about the customizability that you can get on different manufacturers' products and all the components involved. But I watched 2 videos before making this one, and I was a little upset with the result because I felt like I invested some good money into this product and that my return on investment was actually pretty good. So I want to talk about the K65 Mini today. So follow me along this journey. We're going to break it down and talk about what my experience has been so far. You've got that nice 60% keyboard itself, and it's hefty. It's got some weight to it. It does not feel cheap. Even though it is a plastic exterior, it does not feel cheap because underneath you actually get a good quality board and you get good quality switches. You get the Cherry MX Speed switches on here, and we'll take this apart and show you what that looks like. But overall, it does not feel cheap and chintzy. It's actually a great quality keyboard. As far as accessories in the box, you get your nice braided cable, USB-A on one side, USB-C on the other. Of course, it connects right here at the top, right there. And then you get a replaceable space bar that has a light in the middle, so it uses that RGB backlighting to give you that RGB backlighting. And then you get your little key plucker here. Pull that bad boy out, pop it in. There you are. Okay, so a couple things that you'll notice is the fact that these keys, even though you are missing your arrow and number pad on this side right here, you actually get on the bottom your function capability to be able to hit function and then choose all your different keys here. So you're not eliminating the ability to control the rest of your keyboard, you're just putting it into a function mode to be able to get into the menus here. So a couple areas that the other videos kind of beat up this keyboard is the resonance and sound in the actual keyboard. And yeah, I'll agree with them. You can hear there's a bit of an echo. It's almost like playing a drum, hitting a cymbal or hitting a tama, something like that. It's going to actually resonate the entire chassis because there's nothing dampening that sound. But let's get into the actual functionality because we want to make sure it's a worthwhile purchase before we start customizing this particular keyboard. The sound needs to be taken care of. It is loud. That being said, the buttons themselves feel much better than like a cheap style keyboard. Now to access all your different buttons, again, it's the function, F1, F2, F3. A couple quick access buttons is gonna be this function C. That function C is actually gonna change the lighting effect. You can see as I pan through that, we're gonna get different lighting effects here. If I want to go ahead and reset that back to my original, I just hold the 2 and it's actually going to reset to the factory settings. I like that last one, it was pretty cool. Has a nice little ring to it when you press your button. And then the one you see on Instagram all the time is this one here, where it's like the splash effect. Function V changes the direction that this is flowing. Goes top to bottom, left to right, up to down to up. Function B changes that speed, slows it up, speeds it down. I should say slows it down, speeds it up. Function X, full brightness here. Function X, 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 X. Boom. Nice little feature if you want to discreetly turn this off in the middle of gameplay, you're annoyed, you can't back out of your gaming window, hit that function, bam, 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 bam. Okay, it is off. Break this down a bit. I'm going to take a few things apart. These are great switches. These are the stability bars for that space bar here. The space bar is probably the worst key out of this whole keyboard. So I did see a review that said it had to do with the lube maybe that was on this, and then of course the resonance of the actual case. You can actually customize this whole PCB if you really got ambitious enough. But I want to show you, I want to pull this thing apart and kind of show you what you can go out and buy. So if we look back here, the big problem is the fact that this is cheap plastic. You can see, I mean, boom, blur, blur. It's terrible. This is not a great case for this particular keyboard. That being said, you can get a new case, or you can put in some sound dampening material. Fully customizable keys, which you can buy and build and customize on your own. Fully programmable button mapping, which we'll get into in just a second here. You have a case that can be replaced for pretty cheap. You can do quite a bit more as far as the customization of the actual switches go if you're willing to do some work. You're not going to get this kit from a custom manufacturer for this price. Guaranteed, bar none, not going to happen. Busting into IQ here, we can see on the main menu there's been an update to the actual layout of this particular software. We can see a full list of customizability here. Key assignments, hardware key assignments, lighting effects, hardware lighting, performance, device settings. So let's break this down real quick. I can do macros. I can remap everything that I want to. And then lighting effects. You can add your own layers. You can do it on just WASD. So if I do just WASD, boom, check that out. Everything besides WASD. Okay, now I go into layer 2. And I'm gonna do a color pulse on just WASD. You can see everything outside of WASD doesn't do this crazy pulse, but when I go to do my regular typing, it's going to do the color pulse. But just WASD just does its own thing. This is a massive benefit. So that hardware key assignment and the hardware lighting, what they're doing for you is giving you a profile built into this keyboard, so no matter where you plug in, you get to keep that profile saved. This is a huge benefit because other keyboards don't allow this. And as you customize this and bring it with you on the go, especially having a 60% keyboard, you want it to be able to plug in, remap, retune itself to what you've saved to do. And that's what this hardware lighting and this hardware key assignment have. Device settings is an extension of that. Onboard memory, you can see I have slot 1 and then I have a slot 2. So I can add 2 different profiles onto this, adding a second, and switch between those 2 when I take this on the go. One of the other features that we mentioned was the 8000 Hertz 0.125 polling capability that it has, and that's a huge benefit, but again, it says it uses additional system processing power. So I would urge with caution to use that feature. I stand behind the K65 Mini, not because it is the best of everything, but because there is a use to it, and because I am getting into customizing keyboards, and I think it's a good product for you if your starting point is simple and you want to grow from there. So you guys, that's my 2 cents. I know I kind of ripped into some thoughts there, some other people. I don't do it offensively. I do it because I want to give you the best information that I possibly can. And after reviewing and using this particular product, I thought it was worthwhile to give my 2 cents because there only seemed to be negative views on this product when I've had a great experience so far. I'll check back in a couple months, let you guys know what customizations I've done. But if you have any questions, put it down below. If you have any links or resources you want to give to anyone, put it down below. Like and subscribe, you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.